Hello everybody, I'm Heroes of the Greeks. Thank you for joining me today with an sort of a channel favorite. For me that is the Bronze Age mod. For me, I first played the Bronze Age mod on the other Paradox game, of course, Imperator Rome. But here today we're taking a look at the mod for Imperator Rome itself, the first the Bronze Age mod, and we are going to take a look at the first time period here today. That is the first intermediate period, what is taking place in Egypt. The Old Kingdom has reached a peak of centralized government never seen before, and perfectly illustrates the countless generations to come in the massive periods they built that would never come to pass. Even now, already a long time ago, the Old Kingdom has since crumbled under a century-long drought, which brought to the collapse or to the old ways. Temples have been plundered, desecrated, and left without restoration as a constant reminder of our people's failure. All look bleak, however, and the drought is coming to an end. The flooding of the Nile is becoming more regular, and the stronger and opportune is presenting itself to return to the days of the growth of our glorious past. So basically, this is the time period that that came after the big drought, and now sort of the rise of the bigger kingdoms of Egypt. We have the king of Kemera, what I think is like really down here, sort of the king of Numidia, is that period. We have the king of Neksepat, and we have the king of Waseparet, and then we have the king of Naret Knetsepat. What will be, I think, the dynasty of the ones that are going to be controlling the Lower Egypt in the upcoming future. And here we also have the other one. So basically these ones are the bigger kingdoms together with this one as well. And then you can go, of course, also for one of the 9 million kingdoms. But of course there are more. But take a look at that in the map, what the maps look like and what all factions are at. But we take a look before. Because now we can take a look at the Great Sumerian revolt and the factions there. So basically the plains of Mesopotamia that are the most involved in this time period here, the bigger factions who have big impacts to history. Right, here we go. The Great Sumerian Revolt. A mere century ago, the world was struck by a devastating drought, causing all great empires to collapse, and recovery is not yet completed. The weakened Akkadian Empire, founded by Sargon himself, was overthrown by the Khitanans, who took the opportunity to leave their mountain fortresses to claim better lands. The Khitan have inefficient rulers, mismanaging the vital irrigation system, and are viewed with great hatred by the people of Sumer. Only Lakas, under the capable ruler of Gundai, have kept their independence, but now the city-state of Sumer has finally come together to overthrow their hatred overlords, with the Utit Helga of Uruk leading the charge. Oh, I guess that is this one. So these guys are coming together to fight, I think, King... so these guys are basically sort of the first states. So they're basically the remnant of the Akkadian Empire, who are going to try and fight the High King of Gutium, who are the invaders of the mountain tribes. So let's take a look as play one of the rulers to see what the map has. Also going to look on Greece and what they have in that time period, and of course Asia Minor as well. So this entire map is actually kind of big, and it's definitely expanded upon since the Bronze Age mod, because in that one you couldn't really play in this part of the map. That was not really open. So that's definitely a nice expanded one. As you can see, the Gutium is the biggest kingdom down here. And then we have the kingdom of Sumer, the Suhan as well, a very big one. And over here we got the Mari, who seems to be quite big, and the Elba. And then over here we have the Kanye, the Mira again. Oh no, those are just they have the Mira. So we've got some things, and we can take a look at Troy. We've got the kingdom of Willem, but it's of course the kingdom of Troy. At least will become at some point the kingdom of Troy. I'm not totally sure on the history on that, but those are there. And here we have the of course, the great island of Crete that will become some point the Minoan kingdom or the Empire of Minoa. Over here we have, of course, the Mycenae realm. I'm not sure yet if that is Mycenae itself yet. And yeah, that as well. Let's take a look at the Egyptian one, of course, where a lot of things going. I don't know what is a bit laggy, but the big map it seems, many factions, many nations, so you don't really have any centralized power, so I think that might be a bit what the game is lagging about. But as you can see, the Tenet dynasty of that one is kind of break. And then over here we got those two other kingdoms, but still a lot of factions you can throw for a little bit of differentiation. What I do like though is that you just there is a little bit more on emphasis on the families, what I think is a little bit better than you have in Prater Rome, and I'm just here to see what it will hold. But at some point we'll do a let's play on it on the channel. I'm not sure when, but just an overview of seeing all the factions for the first time. But let's go back actually. Yes, to the main desktop, I guess. But we have here the third time period to start as time point where you can start the murder of Musul the First. I'm not sure who that is. But I guess maybe the king of this set it all. Merely 5 years ago, Mercer, the designated heir and grandson, the legendary Hattusili the first, marched south from the land of the Hatti and laid waste to the kingdom of Halab, and subjugated the Syrian states which had eluded his grandfather for decades. After destruction was through in the swipe mode, the Hittite Emperor marched his army all the way to the great city of Babylon and sacked it as well. On his triumphant return home, he was not met with cheers but instead daggers in the back from conspiracy orchestrated by his own brother-in-law and Khepri Hantali the first, Hantali, who subsequently took the throne for himself. The chaos of the conquest and the great king's death quickly enabled the king of Halab to re-emerge, but also power faction of Babylon's demise gave rise to the new power, the Midian king, master of the chariot. Here we go, here sort of at that point of the chariot. That's also one thing that I do think it will be cool, because right now retinues are more a thing, so you are a little bit more useful in the composition of your armies, but make a little bit more sense, so you can really possibly specialize in that. I hope that's a thing, but we'll take a look at that when we do a let's play on the channel. But the big names in this saga are the king of Vasnaia. I'm already going to apologize again for my mispronunciation of all the names. Zitanda. We have the Emperor of Hatiti, Hantili the First. We have the High King of Kabur, Kert the First. We got the High King of Sikvanata, Tundi the First. We have the High King of Alicia, I suppose the High King of Cyprus, Olis the First, and the High King of Alakna, Yarim Lim the Third, and the High King of Ota, Alpisin the First, and we got the High King of Halab, Sahel the First, or something like that. Okay, well, we got now the sack of Babylon, but of course, again, on the Mesopotamian plain, very important for the rise of big kingdoms, and of course the rise of civilization. Oh God, my apologies for my wording. The the rise of civilization. Jesus, I can't get the word out. I'm apologizing right now. The rise of Jesus, what the hell? My apologies again. The rise of Alright, my apologies for that word. I couldn't get it out. The rise of civilizations. Oh my God. My apologies, guys. Or everybody, I should say, but oh, that was bad. Alright. Alright, sack of Babylon. A mere 5 years ago, Mercy the First, designated leader and heir to guns of the Lehasu. Okay, so that's already been read. Marched him all the way to the great city of Babylon and stacked it, bringing an end to the Amorite dynasty established by the Hamiu 2 centuries earlier. But Mercy did not act alone. His ally, the Kassite, moved in and settled devastated Babylon and reigned it Carnunissa after the Kazet god, or Kazet god dus near. The Hanan strengthened their hold of the Middle Erepiot and their kingdom of Canaan. The statue of Marduk was also brought to their capital of the Terak, which any new Babylonian ruler would have to bring a literary, bring back to establish legitimacy. The power thing led by the sacking opened up new avenue for the Scythian dynasty in Sumer, trying to restore the glory days of the Sumer past of the Assyrians who are already very powerful. So we have the High King of Babylonia, who is, well, I suppose the one that took the things. We have the King of Assur, the High King of Mari, and the High King of Sumer. And then we have the second intermediate period, which is again in Egypt. And oh, there's actually there's other people who took the reign there, it seems. Alright, the second intermediate period. The Delta has since a few centuries back seen influx of settlers from the Canaan that have even managed to found in a state centers on the city of Hunawart. The collapse of the Middle Kingdom of Egypt brought on the Hyksos invaders, also brought chariot and Compsahel to the Nile Valley. Well, just a weapon a pharaoh would need to extend Egyptian influence to Kush, Canaan and beyond. Alright, there's not much information about that period, but interesting as well. So we have the High King of Lower Egypt and the High King of Upper Egypt that are called Apid the First, Rahab the First, and we have Shikwili the First. Alright, interesting. And then we have the eruption of Terer, what is basically about the kings of Greece and Asia Minor, I suppose. The eruption of Terra on the island of Crete, the Aegean Sea, and the Manoka had developed to the heights and established colonies near far with the new island of Terra Mondum. But out of nowhere and with no full warning, the domain of on Terra erupted, destroying not only the island itself but also the surrounding islands in a merciless tsunami. After flaming boulders, rivers of lava and crossing sea had rescinded, the problems had only to start as the thing still spewed out a maximum amount of dust and particles into the atmosphere, bloating out the sun and resting corpses for a whole year. The advanced civilization of the Achaean had suddenly been cursed by the gods, and now would be even more perfect time for a newly arrived Achaeans of Mycenae to expand even further to the island of the Achaeans and beyond. So it is basically the rise of the, I suppose, the kingdom of Mycenae. So here we got Perseus the First, and of the house of, I don't know, doesn't seem to be seen. And we also have the king of Babylon, of course, the future state of Troy. And we have the High King of Crete. What I think actually is a woman. I'm not too sure now, but I think it is a woman. But let's play as a ruler in this one so we can take a look on all the other ones. But again, I apologize again if my mispronunciations are there. Some of these words are goddamn difficult. But so as we can see, the biggest kingdom are the Hatti and the Suhan, it seems, and together with lower regions. These guys are the bigger ones, although Kush seems to also has established a power base. So they definitely are able to expand. They have a really nice, I would say, easy defendable point. So they actually have a kind of a nice defensible point, because if you go to war, you are really able to hold your own against, I suppose, Upper Egypt, because it has no real attack points. Like Upper Egypt already has far more attacking points from other people. Well, Kush is mostly isolated. Like they only have 2 points that people can get in, and the rest is mostly open. And can also actually from here go into this river, which you can actually use. So basically from Kush, in theory, you could just sail up the Nile and basically attack Kumbla, Kupla, I suppose it was called. So that's one thing you could do. Um, and here we got, of course, Lower Egypt. Right again. We also gonna take a look on the map, just in normal, wipe out the look, because I think the map also looks really cool. So we'll do that in a second when we take a look on the other kingdoms. Here we've got the kingdom of High Crete, also quite a big one, and Mycenae, um, Thebes, Thebes, if Athens also sort of established. Laconia, of course, the Spartans, or future Sparta. Elis is already established. What else do we have that we recognize? Of course, King or Villain over here. That's also kind of cool. Yeah, this is really weird. Like, it is not a bit buggy when you like try to move, so kind of unfortunate, but it doesn't really matter. It's not really meant for this, I suppose, normally. So here we got the Empire of Hatti, really big. Like, I think you have loads of territory over this one. But this map actually is kind of big. I think it's just as large as the normal one. Well, of course, there is still things that they could start expanding upon all this land, although I'm not sure if that was in that time period the case, but they could still expand the map, and I hope they do. How more factions, the better. Right, I will leave it at that. Let's go to the campaign map itself. Let's just go for Lower Egypt, see a bit what that holds. And here we are, we have Lower Egypt for ourselves. We can of course choose lifestyles as well, so any other things that we might be able to do that were not in the normal game. Like let's take a look at decisions. So here we can reunite Upper and Lower Kemet. That is one thing we could do. That are things, and it seems to be that you have here we go. Piety, it seems to be different. Coloration makes sense because of that period there was no Christianity, so it makes sense to remove the Christian symbol for that, or the cross. You have the Distinguished of many crowns. But yeah, let's take a look on the map itself, because Jesus, that looks nice though. They've done a really good job at making the graphics look nice. But like the deserts look really cool. These ones are well, large deserts, although you don't really have much to see in here, mostly sands. But over here as well, like really nice rivers, nice lands. They've done a great job with it. Let's take a look at Crete. Here we've got Crete. Also again nicely done. And Egypt itself would be smart to take a look at as well. Oh, that is even better. Oh, that looks really nice with all those deltas. Oh, that looks nice. They've done a good job. I think also the cities look differently. That's also nice. Very cool. Very well done. And the first pyramids. I guess, yeah, and a special thing. The building Pyramid of Giza gives you a lot of renown per month. Makes sense. Like, where is like the city of Mehmet? Or city of... Where exactly does it lie, like the capital? What is your why? So I want to take a look at which the city of or is it down here somewhere? I'm not too sure where the city of Kemet, no, Memphis? See, Memphis or is that it established? I'm not too sure in those periods. I just look for like cities if they have like some certain buffs, like special buildings. I'm not sure. But anyway, it looks cool. They've done a great job, I would say, with the mod. We're definitely going to take a look on it. And I must say, they have also done a really nice job of making them look Egyptian. The character models look cool, and of course also the Egyptian thing. The Egyptian. I'm not sure how you call that. Actually, I've not. If anyone knows in the comments, how do you call this thing from the Egyptians? Yeah, I know it is Egyptian headwear, but how do you actually call that? I also have the barbershop. I think that's the mod I have installed as well. I can't like take a look on that. I'm not going to risk it because my fear it might crashes if I don't use it correctly. So don't use it just yet because I'm not sure. I will put it in the comments. I will use it after I finish the recording session. Otherwise, I will have to do it all over again. Because when the game crashed with me and my recording session is still running, and basically, yeah, says goodbye. But as you can see, there are kind of big kingdoms here in Mesopotamia. The Susan seems to be quite big. The Assur seems to be quite big as well, and the Halaba again. And if you're like the Hatti, you can really expand on all these smaller kingdoms because I don't think they could be fighting against you. I will push against here because then you could establish this as like your own kingdom and then push against maybe Mesopotamia at some point. Who knows? And I would ask Egypt to try and capture all of this and then push into the Levant. I think that's how you call. Is that how you call this? The Levant in that period? Like this the Levant, yeah, Levant. So yeah, here we go. Anyway, thank you for watching. This was a little bit of a mod spotlight for the Bronze Age mod. If you want to see a campaign for this mod, don't forget to hit subscribe on the channel. If you didn't like the video, of course, leave a dislike is always appreciated because I know, oh yeah, I have to change something, otherwise people are not going to do the videos. And if you did, and if you think I deserve a like, please do as well. And again, thank you for watching the video. Have a great day, and I hope to see you all in another time on my channel. And I'm Heroes of the Greeks, and have a great day. Bye bye.